Hello everybody and welcome to W3L Wrestling Showdown here on the W3L network. I am Stevie Wizard. Thank you for joining us, subscribing and being part of the Worldwide Wrestling League. Now all eyes are on Kirkcaldy on Saturday, June 25th for 7 Deadly Sins. It's pro wrestling's toughest tournament. 7 of the very best W3L has to offer are going to go into battle, and at stake is that guaranteed heavyweight title shot in the main event of Resolution 10 later this year. Now, I've already told you the septet that will be competing in 7 Deadly Sins. However, I have to let you know there has been a slight change. Unfortunately, Mark Coffey cannot be part of our 7 Deadly Sins tournament. We're upset, I'm sure you are. He definitely is. However, this has left a space open in the tournament, and through fear means or foul, the notorious nobleman Lucien Maynard Smith has greased some palms perhaps, and he is now involved in 7 Deadly Sins. So he joins all 3 members of the contingency plan, that being Taylor Bryden, Dickie Divers and James Scott. One half of the tag team champions Joe Coffey, former 7 Deadly Sins winner Mike Musso, and another former 7 Deadly Sins winner Nathan Reynolds as the 7 men that will battle through the toughest tournament in all of pro wrestling. As if that's not enough, the highly popular Kevin Williams has been granted a shot at the heavyweight title by W3L management. Currently, Joey Legend holds that championship. Can Kevin Williams be the man to take it away from him? Let's hope he can. And it will go down on Saturday, June 25th in Kirkcaldy. Get your tickets right now from W3LWrestling.com, and of course use Showdown as a coupon code for 20% off. I'll be telling you about the rest of our live events very shortly, but before we get to that, as I'm sure you're aware, the Worldwide Wrestling League has been playing host to a tournament to crown our first ever triple threat champion. W3L management have been meticulous with this tournament, making sure they've got the very best wrestlers they can find to be part of it. There is 1 spot left in the next round of the tournament, and it's going to go to one of the 3 men you're about to see. Danny Flynn, Craig Stevens and Jason Reed are going to do battle, each man looking to advance in the Triple Threat Championship Tournament. Who will get the victory? Who's going to go forward to the next round? Let's get down to ringside and we'll all find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is a triple threat title tournament qualifying match set for 1 fall. Introducing your first participant. He is from Leicester in England. He weighs 220 pounds. This is Danny Flynn. Entrant number 2 standing to my left, from Edinburgh and weighing a lean 83 kilograms, this is the original Craig Stevens. Your final participant standing to my left is from River Island and comes to us at 210 pounds, Jason Reed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown for the final match in the qualifying rounds of our Triple Threat title tournament. And one of the things that's been a hallmark of this tournament is the way that Worldwide Wrestling League management have given opportunities to a whole host of people, maybe some you're not familiar with, like the man in the green shorts, Danny Flynn. He's a product of the Brookside School of Wrestling, so you know that technically he's very sound. He has been up in W3L a few times before, comes up with like Jimmy Meadows, Vortex, Thunder, that kind of thing, and W3L management have been impressed with him enough to put him in this tournament. In the dark blue, almost purple you might say, is Craig Stevens. He's a product of the W3L Action Academy, but he's not ever competed here at the Showdown and has mainly spent his time Bathgate and Dumfries wrestling across there, and he is taking his frustrations, it looks like, out on Jason Reed, a man who I'm sure you're familiar with. He's getting very familiar with Stevens and Flynn. And a massive chop by Craig Stevens. Now there's only one spot left in the next round of the Triple Threat tournament, so this match is vital for all three participants. And Flynn would love to establish himself properly here in the W3L. First debuted back for W3L in March of 2014 against Mike Musso, and he gets launched to the floor. And Craig Stevens immediately on Jason Reed. He's got his arms tied in the ropes, just firing away at him. Stevens has a lot of frustration because W3 management haven't put him on shows. He's never appeared in Showdown before, and he wants to prove why he should be around more often. And Reed just knocks his teeth out with that forearm. And Reed crashing at the corner and drops him down with that Sambuca Slammer. The one thing you might not know about Jason Reed is that he's actually a big fan of puddings, particularly pastries and flans and so on. He often enjoys getting stuck into a tart at the weekend, that being when it's cheat days of course. And he's got Stevens in the corner with a knee lift, but look at this, Danny Flynn diving straight in. That's the thing we've seen with these triple threat tournament matches. You can't take your eyes off any opponent, but it's so hard to focus on one wrestler when there's somebody behind you. And Craig Stevens just throttling Jason Reed. When you look at the list of people that have advanced in the tournament, people like Morado, the very good Mr. UNG Mackey, Lucian Maynard Smith, Mark Coffey and many more besides, it's going to be one heck of a tournament when we reach the next round, which I believe is starting very soon. And we'll eventually have our first ever triple threat champion. It's Danny Flynn just throwing Jason Reed in the corner. It's like Reed's been a target for both men here and has really suffered as a consequence. And we often see in these type of matches in alliance forms, it does invariably break down, but we'll see if they will be any different. And Reed heavily at the corner. Flynn just content to bide his time. He's not wasting any motion as Danny Flynn. He stands on the apron now and just stomps Reed right in the side of the head. Every move Flynn made has been measured and calculated. This is I think why W3L management gave him this opportunity in this match, because he may not be the most well-known product of Brookside School of Wrestling, but he has proven that he has definitely got as much skill as anybody else you might care to name. And Stevens, as I mentioned before, has been honing his craft outside the W3L, but he is a product of the W3L Action Academy. He calls himself the original, and there is only one Craig Stevens. I'm sure Jason Reed's happy to know that. And Stevens wants to show that he's every bit as good as anybody that's come from the Action Academy. And a huge body slam on Jason Reed. In for the cover goes Danny Flynn, and here we see where the lines breaks down, because first pinfall wins, and neither man, neither Flynn nor Stevens, are going to let the other gain the victory. Look at them argue with each other here, but they're forgetting about Reed. And he charges in, takes a couple moments to recover, but Jason Reed, the hothead that he is, isn't going to take too much respite. He wants to get torn in amongst them. And down goes Reed heavily. And everything he tries to do when he makes some sort of comeback, it keeps getting cut off. I think the plan appears to be, let's take out Jason Reed and then we'll settle this ourselves. Look at the power of Craig Stevens though, holding Jason Reed up with ease. This is a man who pretty much lives in the gym. He's in fantastic shape. However, having a chiseled physique won't take you too far in wrestling. It'll get you somewhere, but you need skills to back it up, and Stevens definitely has that as well. And look at this, the alliance crumbling yet again. Both men pushing each other. This is ideal for Reed, he can take a bit of a rest. And Flynn and Stevens, their alliance has crumbled here, as we figured it would. They're trading blows. Danny Flynn, possibly with a bit more experience.
but Stevens outsmarts him and takes him down. We could have a winner in this bit here, but it's not to be. Stevens close to advancing. Again, this is going to be such an important match. The last person to advance in the next round of the tournament. There'll only be one first time triple threat champion, and everybody wants to be that. Have your name in the history books. And a lovely butterfly suplex. Danny Flynn launches Craig Stevens. And Jason with the roll up takes the opportunity to advance, but he doesn't. Danny Flynn nearly beaten there. And up he goes with the Calvin recliner. Jason Reed's got this one in the bag. But wait a minute, Craig Stevens launches him to the floor. And Stevens covers Danny Flynn. Surely not like this. But it is. Craig Stevens steals a victory over Danny Flynn. So rightly or wrongly, Stevens advances in the triple threat tournament.
The original Craig Stevens is the last man to advance to the second round of the triple threat title tournament, and we'll be seeing the start of the next round of the title tournament in just a few weeks right here on Wrestling Showdown, so make sure you have subscribed. Now, I've already told you about 7 Deadly Sins happening on Saturday, June 25th in Kirkcaldy. But remember, that's not the only live event we have coming up. The day before that, Friday the 24th, we make our debut up in Portree, where the super popular El Technico faces the W3L heavyweight champion Joey Legend, and yes, the title will be on the line. Is it El Technico marching at Kirkcaldy as a champion, or will Legend retain it again? You can find out by being in Portree. Then on the Sunday, that's the 26th of June, we go to High Valleyfield. Whoever is heavyweight champion will meet whoever wins 7 Deadly Sins to sign the contract for their match at Resolution 10. In addition to that, they will each choose an opponent for the one to face on that very event. So you cannot afford to not be in High Valleyfield. I'm sure you all want to see what will happen, so make sure you do by getting yourself along there. And of course, tickets for those events are available from W3LWrestling.com. And the following week, we have even more live events happening for you. Of course, on Thursday, 30th of June, we go to Pennycook. On the Friday, July the 1st, we go to Ullapool to start off our Northern Tour. Saturday the 2nd, we're in both Wick and Elgin. And then on Sunday the 3rd, we are in Dingwall. I'll be telling you a bit about the Northern Tour in detail next week. But tickets for all of those live events are, as I've already said, available from our website, W3LWrestling.com. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're at W3L Wrestling, and give us a like on Facebook as well, and you can be kept up to date with all the latest happenings in the Worldwide Wrestling League. Do not forget to use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown when you're talking about this very show, and make sure you've got your tickets for 7 Deadly Sins and as many of those other live events as you can, and make sure you're back here in 7 days' time for another edition of Wrestling Showdown.